There's no doubt that Clix and Khanada have a history together as friends and as a duo, but both players are remarkable at what they do and have such a crazy level of skill that begs the question, who's actually better between the two? Both of these players are absolutely insane mechanically and place extremely well in tournaments, so it's no wonder why that you're going to hear their names among the world's best players. In this video, we're going to be comparing Clix and Khanada to see who's better overall. So we have 5 categories. These categories include mechanics, solo play, team play, game sense, and the clutch factor. We're gonna hand out 1 to 10 Pro Guys points per category to each player, and then we're gonna tally up our results at the end to find out who's better. But real quick, I got a question for you guys. Are you looking to get better at Fortnite? If the answer is yes, then you need to check out ProGuides.com. Okay, so listen, on our website, we offer courses from some of the best pros like Mongrel, Benji, and we're creating new ones weekly. From advanced building and editing guides to scrim courses to controller courses and just so much more. And on top of all of this, check this out. We got articles and guides to help you guys stay on top of the meta. Finally, on top of all of this, we offer 24/7 on-demand coaching from some of the best players in the world, like I just mentioned, all right? If you want to be the best of the best, I'm not talking about just being regular, I'm talking about you want to be the best of the best, you gotta check out ProGuides.com. What's going on, guys? It is your motivation guy. That's right, your friend, the one and only Keith Allen. I'm back. Who's feeling unmotivated today? Who's feeling uninspired? If you're feeling unmotivated today, it's because you're lacking a vision. You need a vision for 2020. You need a goal. You need goals, you need vision, so you gotta write it down, all right? And then that's how you get inspired, because then you start taking step by step towards those goals and to fulfilling that vision. So if you're unmotivated today, get back up, keep going, be inspired to be the best that you can be, not only in this game, but also in life. I want you guys to be a leader amongst where you're working at, where you go to school at, amongst your friends, amongst your family. Be that person that stands out. Be that person with the energy. Be that person who's positive, and let's change this world one person at a time. Connect with me on my new Insta at Your Motivation Guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time to sit back, relax, and get my favorite candy. Come on, say it with me. It's that bunch of crunch. And let's get this going. Okay, so first up, we've got mechanics. All right, so both Khanada and Clix have absolutely crazy mechanical skill. However, we've actually got a good amount of history between Clix and Khanada that we can look at, including not only individual 1v1s, but also 1v1s they've done against each other. During this recent 1v1 between the two, all right, listen, Khanada really seemed to dominate for the most part with his insane 1v1 start and ability to hold high ground, giving this guy such a huge edge over Clix. However, it's also important to note that Clix is mostly a box fighter, which is shown especially well in his recent 107-0 run in box fights wagers. And how he just seems to consistently go undefeated on stream. The dude is a beast, even against some of the world's top pros, and also tends to perform extremely well in build battles as well as during wagers. In-game, we feel like Khanada performs a bit better, especially in his W key fights, and Clix sometimes seems to choke or just mess up when he's under heavy pressure. This shows extremely well during the earlier rounds of solo cash cups, and even sometimes in pub matches. All right, so Clix may perform a lot better in creative box fights, but Khanada takes the cake in build battles and in-game. Honestly, guys, we can't really choose a definitive winner in terms of mechanics here, so we're gonna give them each a 9. They both got their strong points and weak points, all right? Next up, let's take a look at how each player performs in solos. All right, so in terms of solo play, Khanada and Clix are both amazing solo players, right? And they perform super well in cash cups and solo tournaments. Clix does insanely well in terms of 1v1 fights, in creative, but Khanada, man, this guy performs more consistently in terms of actual tournaments, with 3 first-place cash cup finishes, all right, in Chapter 2 alone, man, along with consistently placing at the top of the leaderboards in the cups he didn't even win. In terms of solos, Clix really hasn't shown as much this season with only 1 top 5 solo placement. However, he still plays extremely well, and we know that he's going to continue to show up. One notable thing for Clix as a solo player, however, is that, he played in World Cup solos and he managed a top 18 finish, securing himself $112,500. Alongside of this, he consistently plays super high in Solo World Cup, qualifying for World Cup 5 times. Did you hear what I said? I didn't say 2 times. I said 5 times. 3 of which were solo weeks. Okay, so with that being said, Clix has definitely shown over a longer period of time that he's a top solo player. And we feel like this small dip in placements in Chapter 2 isn't close to enough to cancel out all of his achievements. Considering all of this, Khanada has recently blown up and improved heavily in terms of solos, but Clix has been around for longer, all right? And he's been a lot more consistent. So we're gonna have to, once again, make this category a tie. Yeah, we got to. At 9 points each. Had Clix been like a bit better in Chapter 2 so far, or had Khanada been successful as a solo player a bit earlier on, there wouldn't have been a tie here. So all things considered, we just think that this is just most fair as we can get right now, okay? Next up, let's analyze both of their team play and see if this tie can be broken. All right, so team play is our third category, and both of these players excel in team modes. In fact, he started placing 8th in Lux Cup with a player named Sip. However, in World Cup, Khanada really didn't show up during qualifiers, and unfortunately couldn't grab himself a spot in New York. After the World Cup ended, Khanada really started to make a name for himself when he played with K-Do and Fiber, and he placed 2nd in the Trios Cash Cup. And he and Fiber eventually started playing with Tfue, which is where both of them really started to blow up. So since then, Khanada has been dominating in team modes with the 1st place finish in week 5 of Trios and getting 3rd place in their heat during semifinals. So Khanada also played pretty well in Chapter 2 Season 1, getting 2nd place in Heat 4 with Cloaksy, Tfue, and Fiber, and placing 7th in the grand finals. So the one downfall in Khanada's team play is that, he hasn't gotten as much experience, and he just started placing high recently, as opposed to Clix, who has been in the competitive scene since its earliest days. Clix initially got his start up in team play around Season 8 with top 100 placements in both the Lux Cup and Scallywag Cup. After those cups, him and Skeptic teamed up for a duo World Cup, and they managed to score 2nd place in the first week of duo qualifiers. This is what initially made Clix blow up, and the fact that he qualified 4 more times only made it even more impressive, man. Clix also performed pretty well in trios with Crims and Spades, getting 1st place in week 1, 1st place in their heat also, and eventually getting 7th place in the trio grand finals. So the squad's meta was also decent in Clix, and his squad consisting of himself, Blake, Crims, and Spades ended up getting 1st place in their heat. But, they had a rough time in grand finals where they got 18th out of 25 teams. Ooh. And for both Clix and Khanada, they did pretty good in the Winter Royale, with a 4th place finish in day 2, but not much else apart from that. Both Clix and Khanada are really, really good team players, and they both proven themselves to be consistent and be a good teammate to have. However, in the end, we're gonna have to give this one to Clix with a score of 10-9. We just feel like Clix's extensive history and success in team modes brings him slightly above Khanada, especially with his insane performance in World Cup duos. So with that being said, Clix grabs the W for team modes, breaking the tie, and our new score is 27 for Khanada and 28 for Clix. All right, so let's see if Khanada can get his score back up in our 4th category, which is, ladies and gentlemen, game sense. My goodness, game sense is just one of those things that Clix really seems to struggle with. His inconsistent solo placements in Chapter 2 and his little history as an IGL in team modes leads us to believe his game sense really isn't where it should be, all right? And it's definitely not his strongest suit. It seems like Clix is one of those players who has insane mechanics but never really shifted their focus as much toward improving their game sense. And it just seems to be hurting him as a player in this meta, where game sense nowadays is everything. So Khanada, on the other hand, has shown some amazing game sense, all right? Especially in his 3 first-place Cash Cup finishes, and his other consistent placements, including 3 more top 3 finishes, squads and trios placements, and even more, man. Overall, his consistent high placements really leads us to believe he's not as focused on mechanics and really has amazing game sense to go along with that. So game sense is definitely one of the hardest things to improve, guys, and we can't really put any hate on Clix for not having the best game sense, all right? So with that being said, we're gonna have to close out the game sense category by bringing the tie back to life with a score of 9 points for Khanada and 8 points for Clix. So the score now is tied, ladies and gentlemen, at 36. So what all comes down to our last category. I need a drum roll for this. Yeah, it's the clutch factor. So one of Clix's strongest points is his clutch factor. He's well known for some of his insane clutch plays, all right? Just take a look at this clip from a trio tournament, where he managed to close out a game against some of the best pros. Woo! So that clip was honestly just insane, all right? And there's more where that came from as well. So one of Khanada's biggest struggles has been his clutch factor, but he's definitely improved it, over time. The thing is that Khanada is just a much more calculated, consistent player. Clix is one of those players who you never know what to expect from, and that's why he's able to pull off these insane clutch plays once in a while. Khanada's playstyle is just a little bit more controlled and strategized, which results him into pulling off less of those insane plays and just finishing off his games in a more textbook way. That being said, while Khanada is absolutely insane and his consistent strategy is great and all, this is the clutch factor category, all right? And unfortunately, I'm so sorry, Khanada's clutch factor isn't quite enough to pull off the win in this category. So in this category, we're gonna be giving 9 points to Clix and 8 to Khanada. All right, guys, so next up, let's quickly recap every category, and then we'll get into the final result of this comparison. Y'all ready? All right, so our first section, mechanics, has to be a tie between Clix and Khanada, hands down, all right? Both of them are insane mechanically, and they have different strengths. With Clix being absolutely crazy in box fights and Khanada finding more success in build fights and just being more consistent during in-game encounters. Second, ladies and gentlemen, we got solo play, where both players are about equal. Clix has a longer, more consistent history of solo placements, especially with his World Cup finish scoring him $112,500. All right. However, Khanada's recent solo placements have been a lot better than Clix's, with 3 first-place finishes and 3 more within the top 3, resulting in a tie in the solo play category. Third up is team play, where Clix, he grabs the W. Clix's consistently high team placement since Season 8, along with his success in the dual World Cup qualifiers, really give him the edge in this one. And while Khanada is great in team modes, all right, he is, we just didn't see as much from him during World Cup, and it is the largest event. Fourth, we've got game sense, where Khanada takes the win due to his consistently high solo placements and ability to IGL. Clix definitely has a bit of work to do in this category, but he's good enough to, only be down 1 point in this category at the same time. For the clutch factor, the final category in this comparison, Khanada is just slightly lower than Clix. We think this is heavily influenced by Khanada being just a bit more controlled. He's much more of a consistent player, and Clix, being more aggressive and, having more W key tendencies, which seems to be why Clix gets more of those clutch plays. Overall, both players are absolutely insane, and this comparison was going to be a tie, but we had to choose a winner for it, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, with all that being said, the winner is Clix, with a score of 45 points to Khanada's 44. This is a good one. This comparison was really close, and we really think both of these players are super close in skill, but in the end of the day, Clix comes out on top by 1 point. All right, guys, once again, this is your motivation guy. That's right, your friend, the one and only Keith Allen. I believe in you guys. Keep going, man. Do not give up. Do not surrender. Whatever you're doing in your life, man, just continue to go forward. Let 2020 be the best year of your life yet. Connect with me on my new Insta at Your Motivation Guy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We just really hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate it a bunch of crunch. If you drop a like, subscribe, and maybe share the video, with a few friends. Remember to tell us in the comments what you'd like to see next on this channel, because we really read all your comments, and we do consider every idea. Also, be sure to check out ProGuides.com for some amazing exclusive content that you're not gonna find anywhere else, I promise. Once again, we'll see you next time.